Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to graph piecewise functions. In example 8, the function f is negative x if x is less than 0. So negative x if x is less than 0. And then the function f is x squared if x is in between 0 and 1, or the values of x are in between uh, 0 and 1. And then the third case is um, the function f is 1 if the values of x are greater than 1. So it means for the first one, we're allowed to sketch a graph only for the values of x that are smaller than 0. And the second one, we're allowed to sketch the graph of x squared only for the values who are in between 0 and 1 inclusive. And then the third one, we're allowed to graph f of x equals 1 only for values of x that are greater than 1. So let's start with the first one. So the first one, the function is negative x for x value that are smaller than 0. We can use table of values. So we're going to put x and y for x, f of x. And the values I'm going to choose for x have to be uh, less than 0. However, um, we need to also include the 0, even though here is not included, but on the graph, we make sure that we draw an open circle. Why? Because values of x approach the 0. They could be as small as negative 0.0001. We're not going to do that. All we're going to do is plug in a 0 for x, but 0 is not in the in this subdomain, and therefore we're gonna plot an open circle at x equals 0. So when x equals 0, negative 0 is 0. So we need an open circle at 0, 0. Right? And then we can pick negative 1, and negative negative 1, that's positive 1. So negative 1, positive 1. And that should be a closed point because that's included. 2 points are sufficient to draw a line because this is negative x is just a linear function, so it's just straight line like that. So we graph the first one. Now the second one is x squared for the values of x between 0 and 1. Let's do the same thing. We can use table of values. We got x and y. So the smallest number I can plug in is 0. 0 squared is 0. And then the greatest number I can plug in is 1. And of course, I can plug in a number in between. I can do 1/2. And the square of 1/2 is 1/4. And then I can do 1, and the square of 1 is 1. So I have 0.00. So what happened is these 2 points, they overlap. It means the open circle, and now I have a closed circle because 0 is included in this subdomain. So the open circle will be closed. And then 1/2, 1/4 is approximately a point over here. And then 1, 1, which is this point, 1, 1. And then you connect them with a curve because it's x squared. It's not linear. It's non-linear. The third one, is 1. The function is 1, which is a horizontal line, and it's constant. It doesn't change for any x greater than 1. So because we can put an open circle, but it doesn't matter in this case because there is a closed circle already at 1, 1, and that's because of this, because of the x squared from 0 to 1. If we didn't have that, then this would be an open circle, and then we draw a line to the right. because f of x equals 1, that's a horizontal line and it's constant, doesn't change. And that's for any x value that is greater than 1. And that's how we graph the sketch a graph of a piecewise function. The second example, um, in the second example, f of x is 4 minus x squared if x is less than 1, 3 halves x plus 3 over 2 if x is between 1 and 3, and then x plus 3 if x is greater than 3. So we do the same thing. We start by graphing the first case, and then we do the second case, and then the third case, and that will be it. All right. So for the first case, we can only sketch the graph of 4 minus x squared for values of x that are less than 1. Now again, x less than 1, but we can come up with values that are very close to 1. So why don't we just plug in a 1 for x and then just use an open circle? All right? So I can use table values. Table values actually is optional. You don't have to use it. You can use different methods, or you can just calculate in your brain and just plot the points directly on the xy plane. So when x is 1, what is y? 4 minus 1 squared, which is 3. And then let's pick a number smaller than 1. Let's say 0. 4 minus 0 squared is 4. Let's pick another one, negative 1. Negative 1 is smaller than 1. So 4 minus negative 1 squared is 3 again. So I got the first point, 1 comma 3, and it's open circle. Second one is 0 comma 4. That's closed, of course, because it's in the sub-interval. And then we got negative 1 comma 3, and you could see the shape of parabola upside down, and that's what we expect, because 4 minus x squared, the coefficient of x squared, which is the leading coefficient, which is a, is negative. Therefore, the parabola should be open downward. All right, so we're done with the first one. Let's do the second one. Let's do the second one. I'm trying to color coding, so it'll be easy to keep track of what I'm doing. So the second one is from 1 to 3. So I'm allowed to sketch this graph only from x equals 1 to x equals 3. Okay, so now let's use table values, x and y. If x is 1, and that's the smallest x value. By the way, we need to always plug in the smallest value. If there is the largest one, we need to plug in also the largest one. In this case, from 1 to 3, 1 is the smallest, 3 is the largest. We need to make sure that we have these 2 points. So when I plug in a 1, you got 3 halves times 1, which is 3 halves, plus another 3 halves. That will be 6 over 2, which is 3. And then if we plug in a number in between, or we don't have to, this is straight line. Let's just plug in the 3. So we do less work. 3 halves times 3, that's 9 halves. 9 over 2 plus 3 over 2. 12 over 2. So again, x is 3. I'm going to calculate again. 9 over 2 plus 3 over 2, 12 over 2, 6. So 1 comma 3, which means you're going to close the circle. And then 3 comma 6, so 3 comma 6. So 6 is a bit outside of my scale, so connect them with straight line. Oh, no. You only connect, that's the, you stop over here, because it's between, we said between 1 and 3. Okay. Now the third one, we can use the table values again for it, x and y. So 3 is the smallest number you can plug in, but 3 is not part of the subdomain. Therefore, you need to put an open circle in there. Okay. So when x is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. And then we can pick another number, 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So we got 3 comma 6. It's already closed, so it wouldn't matter whether you put an open or not in this case. And then 4 comma 7, 4 comma 7, that's another point a bit above, somewhere here. And then you just connect the, and it goes to infinity. And this is the graph of this example. Um, thank you for watching.